Welcome back, babies. This is Shonen Pulse, episode 71, a manga podcast, but you already knew that. And you know what we do over here. We review manga. It's Big Yato. I got Traffy with me, and we're talking about 8 or 9 manga, as usual. This time we got Centuria, WitchRiv, Dandadan, Shangri-La Frontier. We normally talk about Gachi Yakuta and Ranger Reject, but they on break or hiatus. Ichi The Witch, Kinato's Magic, Big Rip, and Kagurabachi. Go ahead, hit the buttons, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know, your thoughts and comments down below. We'll read them at the end. Join Discord and consider becoming a member or patron. I ain't gonna bore you with a long intro, so we're gonna jump straight into it with Centuria, chapter 100, the big 100. And Traffy texted me this morning at like 10 or 11. It was like Centuria to not disappoint or some shit like that. And I was like, hell yeah, it did, bruh. So yeah, jumping straight into big Centuria. We've been waiting for this. Birdman hand rubs. How you feeling, man?
Man, no, chapter 100 definitely didn't disappoint. And I saw someone on Twitter point out the fact that we didn't even see the main character in chapter 100, but it doesn't, well, we did, but for a very like sour note. Before we go into the chapter, I want to talk about this color spread because oh my god, I was looking at it and I realized that TT and Lacrima are facing each other, and then what's the dragon lady's name?
Shit, I forgot her name.
Yeah, Braveheart.
Zora, I think. I feel
Zarya
like
or
that.
something like that.
Yeah, something like Zara, Zaria, something like that. Yeah,
But yeah, she's eyeballing Julian, so I was like, okay, so TT and Lacrima are having like a, they're doing their Yuri thing, Yowie. I
yeah,
don't know which one's
yeah.
which. And then Dragon Lady is still after Julian.
Yeah, I forgot. I didn't even like think about that. I just was like, oh, nice colors. It looks like popcorn or something. All these like flowers and shit. But like, it's a definitely a nice color page. And yeah, now that you say it, it makes sense. It looks like we got our ships being made because clearly Artoria and Lucas are a thing. A moment ago before we started recording, I was looking and I was like, did he fuck up the art on TT's face? Because that like it looks like her mouth is like drawn under her hair, but I was like, oh yeah, no, she's got like that face marking. She's got like those like double under each of her eyes. She has
Yeah.
that like crescent moon kind of symbol or whatever. I was like, bro, I thought he goofed up and just like drew her mouth twice or whatever. But
Look,
yeah, nah,
so funny enough, when I initially mentioned the Lacrima and TT thing, I was just looking at the first part of the spread where it just shows their faces, and then I scrolled down and saw they were holding hands, and I was like, "Oh wait, hold on."
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're the only ones. Like I looked and nobody else is holding. Well, TT is holding Diane's hands
and
and,
Diane
or
is
her
holding
hand.
Julian.
Yeah, yeah, but like the girls are all yeah. The girls are holding. I mean, it makes sense to hold Diane's hands because like she's the kid, but like you ain't got to hold Lacrima's hand. Something definitely there.
Hell yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah. So what is the hidden power in Lucas's new form? Chapter 100, the Phantom Spear, baby.
My God, I like the way that they've been hyping up the Phantom Spear. I thought it was going to be something crazy, uh, but having the reveal of its actual power, literally shattering the text boxes and the
Yeah.
panels themselves. Oh, oh, I was so
Yeah.
hyped reading this because, like, I just had this feeling reading this that she wasn't getting away. Like, either he was gonna like speed blitz her or she was just gonna appear back there. But at no point in time did I realize he just Yuha Baha'd this shit and was like, hey, that future never actually happened.
Yeah, yeah. I was as I was reading it, I was definitely just like, she's talking like a good game. I'm the fastest there ever was, and I got my name from dancing from battlefield to battlefield. No one's ever been able to catch me. I can get in and out at a fucking a moment's fucking notice. Just I'm so fast, and I just was like, yeah, he's just like when she lands, he's just gonna be wherever she's going, and
Yeah.
like it's just nothing she could do. Like but no, he just completely shattered the reality. Like the speech bubble thing, I was like, okay, he's strong as fuck. And like when he's like speaking this other language, I'm thinking that this isn't even him. Like he's probably not even aware of this. It's like a full like takeover or something. Maybe like it's his gift, but it was given to him from like this ritual or deity or whatever took place to give him this power. But like I feel like he's not even like in control. This is like a Venom symbiote type deal, which may or may not be important, but like for this chapter, like it's nuts that this man was able to shatter like her ability. The fact that she like she thought that she was gone, and it was like nope, you're still fucking here because she just spear through everything. It's crazy.
You were here the whole time. Your void marching? Nah, he just completely erased that ability or that gift, that power.
Yeah, like this is a cool ass chapter, and I love how the page was done like twice, like the page of her like running and all the text, and then like you flip it, then that same page is there, the exact same page. All the text is just like broken and just thrown across the fucking like the screen and shit. I wonder like how long it took to make this fucking draw this art here and have Lucas come in and shatter everything. It's like broken glass with all the panels and shit. This is super cool.
Yeah.
I love moments like this. I saw somebody complaining. Haters gonna hate. I saw somebody say back when Shinya Kuretani like ripped up the page and was like, "We're not done yet." Some guy posted like the people yearn for like meta slop or something, and then he like retweeted his own tweet
Oh
today
my
for this.
god.
It was like, all right, bro. Like people got a lot to say about shit they ain't never read. Like
Right?
just let people enjoy things, man. Don't be a bitch. But yeah, no, this is fire, and yeah, it's like I was thinking because she's bouncing and she's like, bro, I'm terrified. But then she was like, wait a second, like there's no way I'm gonna fucking leave my sister behind. And I was like, is she really gonna run back and like try to run the ones, or like is she gonna dash back to grab the body and try to bounce, and that's what he's gonna cut her off, like yeah, you're not taking that body or whatever. But no, she just never left.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing just got erased.
So just to sidetrack for a second, but I'll come right back to that. Kuromori has come such a long way from you complaining about their art like every chapter.
Yeah, I mean, I still can. There's still some times where I'm kind of like it looks goofy, but it's definitely gotten a lot better, and it's more like I guess stable, for lack of better words. Like it's more consistent. Like the style is more consistently not like goofy or whatever. So it's fine. There's been a lot of pages recently that really tick that box where I'm like, yeah, this is really fire art, especially with all the monster designs and stuff, and when it comes to like Lucas's design, and then the stuff that was going on with Alalawag recently, like there's been a lot of really fire pages and spreads and shit, and with the cursed face bitch, I forget her name, like there was a lot of really cool art artistically, depictions of things like fucking death in her face and stuff like that. So yeah, he's definitely come a long way. I mean, it takes a while sometimes to really lock in and figure out like the style or whatever. But like I think he's got it, man. He's straight now.
Yeah, I mean, Centuria definitely has its own unique but familiar style. Uh like it uses heavier line art all around. Like I don't know how to explain it. I'm not that kind of artist. But you
Yeah.
can tell that like they use a thicker line than most manga do, and that helps like make the characters more bold. But to hop back to where we were, the idea that his gift basically just destroys the concept of things is so cool, because the way that it's portrayed here is almost like she did get away. And then when he erased the concept of her specific ability or her specific gift, it reset the timeline to a point before she would have been able to use it. At least since the activation of his powers.
Yeah. I look at it like he just kind of erased the fact that that whole like that chain of events, like he struck through like reality and just removed, like he cut, you're editing a video, and then he just cut like 6 seconds out of that video, and now we're back or whatever. not only not cutting in a sense where like he removed it so that the video fast forwards, but he cut those seconds and they just never happened.
Well, see, that's the thing is once she's back, she says she can't use her gift.
Yeah,
So it's more like he erased the concept of her gift, which reset time more than directly affecting time itself.
for sure. Yeah, he's a lot, and now we see why Lalawag was so confident. Like she was on some you go see what my Black Knight about. Like yeah, this this nigga ain't no joke.
No.
Yeah, like he pierced through the heavens on her ass. We did get kind of confirmation here though. I don't remember if it was me and you that were having a conversation or if I was talking to Knox about it and I was saying like I wonder like how these guys feel about like their brother being gone and if they're doing this like out of duty or if like a lot of what the two curse the void marcher and the curse face chick like if they were kind of like on some we're doing this to bring our brother back shit because they lost a major political figure and also a fighting force for their kingdom when he was taken. So they have his arm here, and they're talking about we'll see our brother return to us. And so they did intend to return him after like defeating Lalawag and whatever else. And I guess the plan of whatever the plan was with uh, the goddess of the night and stuff like that. Like eventually their goal was to retrieve and return Seadric back to the kingdom. So family is important to them. That's why she ended up looking at her little sister's face and getting fucked for a moment. But yeah, they're all toast now, except
Yeah.
Seadric or whatever.
And then and then we get to, the soul crushing point of the story. It so the end line where Lalawag says like where's it at? If the concept of life itself were destroyed, regeneration or even more immortality would be rendered null. No matter how you try to propagate or how many lives you may hold, a single blow guarantees death. And it feels like this is the Chekhov's gun moment where it's setting up an eventual turn where Julian will have to fight Lucas.
Yeah, actually, his powers remind me of like negators from Undead Unluck, like with him destroying the concept of life being the concept of the life being destroyed, and then regeneration and even immortality will be rendered null. So it's like he's negating things, just like an Undead Unluck negator does. I feel like they're definitely setting it up, and there's probably going to be something that like makes us feel like Lucas and Julian might come to blows, but like ultimately they're not gonna. It's not gonna get to this point. Like we're never gonna have a moment where like Kuromori is like has to figure out a way to like make it make sense that Julian doesn't die after being stabbed by this spear or something. I feel like maybe they'll come close and get into an argument and people it'll be a serious like rift between like in their relationship and their friendship and people will probably think about it for like a week or two like maybe it'll be a big cliffhanger and we're like holy shit like he might kill Julia but like ultimately they won't get into that sort of fight. They'll probably battle it out, but it won't really be a life or death like that.
So the one thing that I am curious about in the story so far, uh, since we don't have direct confirmation in regards to the king, the only two characters we've seen who have been given gifts by deities directly are Julian and Lucas. With that in mind, is there like a new form in Julian's back pocket that maybe he's not aware of?
Possibly. Like yeah, if this is the same sort of ability and it transforms him like this, like what if yeah, maybe Lucas Julian gets knocked out or he reaches a certain point and then like the fucking water goddess kind of gives him squid armor or something.
And it's like every person you kill with this gets added to your stockpile.
Yeah, it reminds me of in that case reminds me of like tailed beasts or whatever. Like if Naruto gets pushed too far, then Kurama kind of takes over. Like what if it's a situation like that? where like these people they get pushed to the absolute limit, and then they kind of like this is also me assuming that Lucas is like not conscious or whatever. I'd have to go back and
Well,
look. Like maybe he,
yeah, he seemed in control after the last time he used it, but he wasn't like at death's door.
yeah, like he's taken drastically more damage since the last time he had to do this.
I'm just
Hmm.
like I'm curious about the usage rule because it takes years off of his life. So is it like every time he uses it, it takes a certain amount of time off, or is it, the longer he uses it, the more time it takes off his life?
I think it's just like every time he does it, because if it was a thing where it was like the longer he is in this form, then he probably would have like we probably wouldn't have even seen the moment of her. Well, I mean, I guess maybe because her whole thing is immediately blinking, 6 kilometers at a time. But I was gonna say if it was a thing where he needed to immediately kill somebody, like we would have seen it happen faster. But that's not necessarily the truth, because she does dash away and she's like 30 miles away in like 3 seconds, but he just brings her back. So it's like only 6 seconds have passed. So if it were a case where the longer he's in this form, the worse it gets for him, he's only spent like 6 seconds in this form, so it's not that drastic.
Yeah. Another thing about this chapter is Lullawag because, towards the beginning of it, she's like breaking, like they're even saying her mind is finally cracked. And then you get to the end of the chapter and she seems perfectly fine. So, did like another one of her personas take over, or did she just get her shit together?
I think I think she's probably still not like straight, but I mean it could definitely be another persona taking over, but I can see it just being like she kind of like cracked, and now it's just a different personality within the same body. Like she's just in a different like mind state. Like she cracked, and like her normal stable like state of mind isn't like involved right now. Like she's just gone, and she's still able to talk about things that like make sense. Like she can recall Lucas's ability and shit, but she's not like thinking the way she normally would. I th-
Um,
I think it's still the same body.
Hold on. I am looking at something. Uh, okay, this could be far fetched because initially, when they say her mind is finally cracked, there's three of them. But then when you scroll, or three of them and then the main body, so four in total. And then when you scroll down towards the end, you only see two in the main body.
Yeah, maybe she is like on the ground crying, and the other ones are looking or something, or maybe they fucking pushed her in the glob of bodies or something.
Huh.
Yeah,
Because she did, like, I guess, fix herself real quick, especially since this all happened in, like, the blink of an eye.
yeah. But let me see. What if her breakdown was also like removed too, because that was within that time. Like the Void Marcher had jumped in the air and dashed, and then she looks down at Lalawag and is like, "What the fuck were you thinking?" But that's when she's like crying, and they're talking about she's cracked. And then like when Lucas attacks, she never jumped in the air and like asked, "What
Yeah,
was you thinking?" Basically, so it's like, what if that time got erased too? Like that moment?
that would make sense.
Yeah, like uh she hasn't like had that crack yet. Like maybe she was about to or whatever, but since she like witnessed Lucas do the thing that she had kind of like set up, it kind of like locked her in or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that would actually make perfect sense for why she's kind of like back to normal.
Yeah, it just
But yeah,
reverted her.
I'm gonna go back to the last chapter and take a peek, see what Lalawag was doing. No, she was breaking down in the last chapter.
Hmm.
I never agreed to this plan. She's crying. Um, but there was also a lot more out at that time. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven.
Yeah.
One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, the number that are out changes with each shot, so that's interesting.
Maybe this
Uh,
is kind of like coming in and out, like as like a thought arises in her mind, like another body just kind of bubbles out of this fucking meat amalgamation or whatever, and it's just like talk shit and then just melds back into it.
yeah, or like as she's going through this mental crisis, she's constantly splitting off the emotions that she's feeling to try to get herself under control, which is why the number keeps changing.
Yeah. Maybe she's like able to slowly kind of like force him back inside or whatever.
Well, it did explain that she would use her propagation power to split off the feelings she didn't want to feel. So if the way she's feeling is constantly changing because she's cracking, then she's going to be constantly making these like new bodies, and then as the feeling passes, the body would disappear because that personality is just reflecting what she's feeling at the time that she doesn't want to feel.
Yeah. Yeah, this shit's just super wild because like what the fuck what the fuck does like being buried in the forest and shit have to do with like gaining a spear that pierces all creation?
I have no idea. We still have so much to learn.
Yeah, the deities and stuff is a really interesting like concept. That and like the all the stuff that the witches do, like the night mother or whatever, the abyss thing. Like there's a lot of uh unknowns besides like our fighters who were, just kind of boxing with these powers that they got from these deities. But like I wonder if we're gonna get like a fucking tournament or something at some point where it's like champions who were like blessed by deities or some shit, like Julian, fighting in the name of this sea goddess, and Lucas fighting in the name of whatever this is, and whoever else fighting for, fucking volcano god and shit like that. If we're gonna get some kind of like, not like a Dragon Ball Z, fucking tournament with regular human spectators, but some like underworld demonic tournament type shit or something. I wonder if we'll ever see anything like that in Centuria.
I mean, they could definitely set it up. I don't see it being an impossibility. Like they have to go explore somewhere, and it happens to be a tournament that they have to enter to get the information they want, or something like that.
Yeah. Balcarloa could end up being at the new like the unholy city or whatever. I could see some shit like that going down there where like people are forced to fight other like super gifted deity users or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, but big hundo, man, and implications. Julian might be able to get up out of there. Yeah,
Ugh, let's hope not. Don't
yeah,
touch Julian.
yeah. He easily stabbed through the Void Marcher, who can't use her ability, and I laughed at the first page because it's just clop clop, and you see his feet like he's kind of slowly fucking trotting over towards her. It's like, yeah, it's just good shit. Yeah, it's good food right here. Definitely a fucking very good chapter 100.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, but I think I'm spent for that one. You got any other thoughts for Centuria?
Nah, I'm good.
That's gonna do it for this week, baby. If we forgot anything, let us know down below. This was Centuria chapter 100, The Phantom Spear. Now jumping into WitchRiv chapter 37. Uh, pretty quick chapter, pretty straightforward. We learned a little bit about like the headquarters or whatever from this dude. I don't know if we got his name, but he was talking about Corvelta. They wiped out all the officers stationed at overall facility 6. I can't remember if I had to go back and look, but I know the girls were trying to get to an overall facility, but I don't know if it was just, if they ever knew like of a number or if this is the first time a number has been introduced. But when he said this, I was like, ain't that where, Nona's mom and Mira's brother is supposed to be? But since he said facility 6, it's probably they'll probably find one of those facilities or something, not exactly the one where their families are. So just interesting to know that there's a bunch of these places where they're keeping people and not just like one big uh fucking mage camp or whatever. But Yeah, he's like trying to impress his chief with something impressive. So yeah, it's interesting to see, what he is what he's hoping for. And I definitely, last week you were saying you think he's going to be the type to kind of weasel out of this. So yeah, I can see him sneaking out and not getting like caught or defeated here. But he
Yeah.
still ends up with something interesting. Maybe not something physical, but he'll be able to go back to his chief and be like, you wouldn't believe it. I got three mages or whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, other than that, though, the middle of the chapter is really focused on, uh, I guess, the fight with the demonoid and how it creates mirages, and the mirages can't be touched. Um, and so they're just trying to figure out a way that they can beat it since they can't actually, touch it. Well, I guess no, no, that is it. They were talking for a minute, like they were trying to escape, but they were just thinking of ways to actually get out of this place. So they're gonna fight, and I'm actually curious to see, how they're gonna beat these mirages, since the only thing physical is their weapon, unless they can destroy their weapon, which will in turn destroy them. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it. And this reminds me of like I can't remember what game. I feel like I've played a game where I fought like an enemy like this. Like the first thing that comes up to mind is like the pose from Legend of Zelda, but you could hit them. But I know they carry lamps too. But I feel like I remember an enemy or a boss mob from a video game that I played where the body wasn't like something that you could hit, but they carry like a lantern or something that could be damaged. I can't remember what it is. The Poe from Zelda is the first thing that comes to mind immediately. But like I said, you could hit their bodies. But yeah, I feel like this would have been a great fight to have like Nona. Since she can kind of do this gravity thing and like at the
Yeah,
end she's throwing the rocks. Is like I I can see them doing something where maybe she uses her string and kind of like ties up a bunch of the lanterns together and then maybe Relude like fires a wheel at it. If Nona was there, that she could like, fucking throw rocks to the air and
wait,
have
wait.
have
Isn't Nona the main character and Mira Mira's the gravity chick?
yeah, Mirror is the gravity one.
Okay, you were calling her Nona. I was,
Oh,
yeah.
backwards then.
All
Yeah.
right.
So I was saying, yeah. So what I meant was that in this case, I think Nona is just gonna like wrap them up with her threads, and then Relude will like shoot a wheel at them and maybe break them or something at all the same time or something like that, or maybe like tie tie like a string to a wheel and send the wheel off into the ocean while excuse me while the lanterns are tied up or some shit. I don't know, but I feel like the gravity powers from Mirror would have been really helpful here because she
Yeah.
could, like keep the lanterns on the ground or like do like she does at the end of this chapter where she like throws the rocks and then uses her gravity magic to kind of like bring them down real heavy like.
Yeah. I do actually. I think what could happen here is she uses her thread to attach it to the weapons, and then, we'll just extend it down the weapon until it figures out where the main body is connected or where a physical body is connected.
That'd be cool if it kind of like acts as sort of like a heartbeat seeker or sensor or
Yeah.
whatever. Like she touches the thing that is physical, and then it can kind of get in the inner workings of this light and find its demon core or whatever these things have.
Yeah, that'd be
Maybe
cool.
it's yeah. Yeah, definitely looking forward to more Nona feats. She's cool with her threads so far, but like, won't be mad at more. I want to see her do like a fucking ball of thread, like a thread bomb or something. Like she just shoots out fucking knitted balls of yard that explode or something. I don't know.
That'd be
Um,
kind of crazy.
yeah, I do. I like the end though. It reminds me this whole like village stuff where Kathy and Mira are in this like flashback. It's reminded me of multiple things like the village kind of setting reminds me of like the Promised Neverland, but like the whole mom, you're here, and everyone's suddenly like being nice to her, and she kind of gets wrapped up in it. It's like Dreamy School arc from Ranger Reject, where she like the people suddenly change, and now they're like talking to her as if she was one of them, and she kind of gets pulled in. I've had lots of fun with my friends, and she didn't have any friends, so
So I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts lately, and so specifically the part where she's like, "Even if it's just my name, please don't forget about me." That reminded me of Kingdom Hearts.
Hmm. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts yet. I got to get on that.
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
Yeah. My experience with Kingdom Hearts is when it first came out, the very first one. I was like, I don't know, 11 years old. I didn't have a PlayStation, but one of my friends did, and so I went to his house when he got it, and I just remember that like opening theme song like being so long, and I felt like it was unskippable, and like we just sat there waiting. It felt like an hour, and I was like, oh, I'm just going home because I
Look,
wanted to see the gameplay, and the song just went on for so long.
look, if you skip Hikaru Utada, you have a problem. That you just can't do
I mean, I understand it's peak. I like the
that.
song, but just back then I wanted to play the game. I wanted to fight the monsters. I was like, bro, when could I like play the game? It's just we never got to play the game. I left. But yeah, no, I see they're doing big shit. Like a new one got announced and like a TV show or something. And I definitely plan to go and play all the Kingdom Hearts games. I just haven't had the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this was a interesting chapter, and then at the very end we get fucking camera demon. So like I wonder if they beat this thing, do they just immediately kind of get warped out? Like do the books kind of poof and then there's just a bunch of people in this like lighthouse building with this dude?
Oh my god, hold
Like
on. Why why does this camera demonoid remind me of uh is it's a creature from, I'm pretty sure, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
I was trying to figure out what the fuck it reminded me of too, and like that might have been it. Harvey
I'm trying to see if I can
Birdman.
find it.
It's not what was the guy's name? Like Zrak? It wasn't him. Zrak. Bird. Harvey Birdman. Harvey Birdman characters. Um,
Uh, I just
do.
remember it having like this high pitched, really annoying voice.
Bruh. Or was it Space Go? Wait. Hmm.
I think we're getting too sidetracked by this at the moment.
Was Space Ghost not part of that? Space Ghost Coast to Coast? No.
Uh,
I think Zrak was the like thing in Space Ghost.
oh no, it
Oh,
was Space
maybe it
Ghost.
is.
You're
Yeah,
right.
it's the orange face dude with the green eyes.
Yep.
Yeah, what's his name? Space Ghost
Oh
characters.
no.
What's this guy's name, yo? Okay, Zorak was the mantis. It's not him. Brack. Yeah, okay, yeah, Brack from Space Ghost. It's got the same like eyes and head shape and shit. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
it's
knew
just
I saw it somewhere. I just couldn't put my finger on where from.
yeah, no, it's funny as hell.
Ugh.
So this fucking Space Ghost monster is just like peering through the world, looking at them and shit, and then the mom, like everyone's just cameras. Like the mom's got a fucking camera head. It's Wally Pond all over again.
Yeah, it's just
Everyone's fucking cameras.
the crazy part is it's like I'm trying to figure out if Kathy is like breaking, which is why she doesn't trust her memories, or if the demonoid changing her memories is affecting her. I don't know which one it is.
I think it was just like the just being in this space eventually will cause you to just forget what was real and just kind of get become one with this reality. Like you just accept whatever this is, and that was what was happening to her. Like she was told she had friends and people that loved her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I do remember having friends," and that shit was just never true. But since Mira is here, she was able to stop that. Like you fall, it's like being hypnotized. Like you're falling for a trick. So she just kind of snapped her out of it. It just took a while for it to start taking effect.
Yeah,
But these aren't Mira's memories, so it doesn't affect her.
that's fair. Because she was perfectly fine while she was, remembering things that actually happened. But the change immediately started happening after the demonoid started changing things.
Yeah. Yeah, but so we got we got a fight in two areas basically. So we got Mirror Mirror versus the camera demonoid, and then we got Relude and Nona versus the lantern demonoid. And like I said, I feel like if once Mirror Mirror beats this thing, like do they just pop out of the storybooks the way Capsule Corp capsules work? Like they just the books kind of explode. People just are all over the lighthouse suddenly.
Um, I'm trying to think back to how other things have interacted. Uh, I do think the locks were undone when they killed the lock demonoid. So it's like you gotta hope that's what happens. Otherwise, they're gonna kill him and be trapped in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that would suck. So we beat the bad guy, but we got no way out. We just gotta wait for somebody else to come and open the book or something.
That might be what ends up happening, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we got to get a moment like that where Mirror or not Mirror, but Nona and them come into the room and see. Like, I think it would. I don't know. I don't want to say tension, but it would. I think it would take away a little bit from the moment, like the severity of this, if Nona never knows like how much danger they were in. Like she saw them in the lighthouse and then they disappeared, but she doesn't know that they're in these like photo albums. And
Well,
if she comes in the room and sees it, I think that would add a little.
even if they get out, though, they're gonna be surrounded by the bureau, so they'd still be in danger.
Yeah. But at that point they can then, act accordingly, cuz at first, Mira Mira was acting out of, information seeking and trying to keep this kid safe, but now that she doesn't have to like hide that she's a mage, and if Nona and Relude are there, they could probably possibly fight their way out of the situation, especially if Tanya, the other mage, appears, then they got a good chance of fighting their way out of here.
I
But
mean, yeah, but old bureau dude, he probably has his own magic item because he
true.
came here to use these. He probably has one specifically for combat.
Yeah, some sort of magic rifle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him being a gun guy. But yeah, I think I'm spent for this one. I ain't really got too much else to say. You got any other thoughts for this chapter?
Nah, that's it for me.
All right, we'll end this one here then. That was WitchRiv 34. Now jumping into Dandadan chapter 244, Dragon Knights track meets. And yeah, right before we started, you said, why is Yukinobu keep talking about track meets? Because last chapter I think was at the track meet or something too, and then all these guys show up. Um Remember last week I was saying I feel like this chick might end up being, a super fast character because she was shown to be in front of everybody. And then this chapter looks like she's like a hedgehog or something, or a porcupine. Well, she fires quills, so I
Uh,
guess a porcupine.
yeah, kind of looks like a badger to me, or like a
Do
badger
badgers
mole.
do badgers fire quills? Because I was like, is this a Sonic reference?
No, I don't. What? What? No, I was trying to search it, and no, I mean it looks like a badger mole, but or maybe just a badger in general. No, no, maybe, maybe. I don't
Whatever
know. I
she
don't know
is.
my animals. It's just the hands look like a mole, the face looks like a badger, but then it's also got quills like a porcupine. I don't know. I don't know what she is.
Yeah, it's some sort of rodent. She hit the spin move and fired a bunch of quills at Okaroon, who he admits his defeat, but that shit don't mean shit. um, this fucking big dude, the Tokyo Ghoul guy, I didn't notice. I'm looking at it again now, and I'm just realizing he's got fucking octopus like
Look,
tentacles and shit.
any character that uses octopus tentacles is just going to be like the coolest dude in any manga cuz like you have Killer Bee from Naruto, you have god, what's his name?
Any
Uh
any
from
Tokyo Ghoul
Chainsaw
character.
Man.
Who the fuck used octopus tentacles in Chainsaw Man?
The guy that there's the The picture I posted where Yoru was like, "How big's that dick, boy?" And he's like, "Small. Leave me
Huh?
alone."
Oh yeah. Oh shit. What was his name? He was the fucking like college dude that had the fight, the raid style fight with Quan Chi or whatever. Damn, I forgot his name. But yeah, yeah, he's got the octopus devil. He was
Yeah.
cool.
And then this guy, he just looks cool. He's obviously not going to be as cool as them, but looks like
I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
maybe because he's kind of riding it. Like if you look at the double spread where they're like running, and then the dude that's in Okarun school is kind of blasting ahead.
Yeah.
The octopus dude is just kind of like he's got his legs crossed and he's just riding the tentacles. Like
So they're
they're like
growing out of his butt.
yeah, and then he's just using them to run, and he's able to keep speed with all these other guys while riding tentacles from his butt.
Ah, okay, but so back to the chapter title. I brought up like the last this chapter and the last chapter both were mentioning track meets, and I was like, okay, is this leading us into Okarun getting his powers back? Because the whole thing was that he could run fast, and now they keep talking about track meets. Is Turbo Granny gonna show up and be like, hey, Okarun, let's do the thing again. Give me your nuts.
Yeah, I'm wondering like they didn't say anything about a track meet during this chapter this time, right? I know they didn't
No,
last
no.
chapter, but like no one in the chapter said anything about a track meet. I do wonder though, like I think we have been kind of hinting or talking about like what if Okaroon does actually have like some secret power that isn't Turbo Granny related, due to this whole Pinocchio thing. And for a moment, when Heisei was, doing his weird thing, and it was like, I'll kill him. I was like, is Okaroon about to like snap and do a thing? And then you see something pigs off of Heisei's fucking face. And I was like, bro, Okaroon like blasted him or like dashed over and drop kicked him or something. It ends up being the tank or whatever. But I thought it feels like that was a moment where Okaroon was about to like tap into some some power he didn't realize he had because
Yeah.
he's never had a thought like this where he's like I'm gonna kill somebody. Like he's always thinking about like protecting his friends or stopping something bad from happening. But I think this is the first time Okaroon has ever had any sort of like feeling where he would.
Bloodlust.
Yeah, this is the first sign of bloodlust from Okaroon.
Yeah. Cause yeah, you're right. Usually it is like I have to protect my friend or I have to protect Momo, but this time just straight up I'll kill him.
Yeah. And in moments like that, like you see it a lot with shonen protagonists where they have this kind of inner monologue or whatever, almost like a thought that they didn't consciously have or something. Like this sort of speech bubble is usually followed by some kind of transformation or ability or something that they wouldn't normally be capable of. And I definitely was expecting something new from Okarum, but like that just didn't happen. But I feel like that sort of subversion in this case is probably not going to go I don't know, delivered. Like we're going to end up getting something like that again, and Okaruna is going to flip out.
Yeah. Yeah. This is kind of like the teaser. It's like Okaroon's getting close to his breaking point.
Yeah, there's something in him, and this if he ever reaches a point where he is on some shit like I'm gonna kill this guy, like next time he is gonna snap and do some crazy damage. We haven't seen Okaroon snap.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we haven't. But before we talk about, the most important part of the chapter, I want
Yeah.
to point out why is a Serpo working with them?
That Serpo dude, he's been cool. He's the one he's been working with them for a little while. Not like buddy buddy, but he um I think he helped them one time and then after that like they didn't kill him or do anything to him. And he's just kind of been doing odd jobs. Like he's been working in a bunch of places. I think he was in that one time where Turbo Granny was kind of like infiltrating like a bank or something. She was trying to like sneak into a building and she was on some like Splinter Cell shit. He was like working there and then he was working here at this fair place that they're at. Like he's been
Yeah.
at a couple places, but
I it's like the last arc was literally them getting attacked by Serpos. Like this one specifically is just chill with them,
Yeah, yeah, he's just the one that's cool.
but they all look the same, so that's what makes it confusing.
Yeah, this one is the one that has a job is the cool one.
All right, all right. The jobless bums, get them out of here. This one, he can
Yeah,
stay.
the jobless perverts, they gotta go. But yeah, no. So I like this chick's design.
Oh yeah,
The
a lot.
porcupine,
Hmm.
whatever. And then obviously like Heisei's like monster design is cool. But yeah, these guys are dicks, man. Like they're stabbing him, and he's like, "I give, bro." Like he's done the thing where it's like, "Bro, I don't have what you want," and then
She's
they're
just
like,
stabbing the
"Yeah."
shit out of
They
him.
say
Like you're
like,
gonna lose your arm.
"Yeah, I don't have it." It's like, "Okay, you're lying." He's like, "Fine, I do have it. I give up." And then they stab him anyway, and it's like, "Bro, I told you I didn't have it. I was just telling. Like, why did you lie?" It's like, "Bro, because you were gonna stab me anyway. I'm just trying to get you stopped. Like, please, I've been trying to tell you I don't have the thing."
See, that's
And
the unfortunate part about them thinking he has the Pinocchio soul in him, because of course they're gonna assume he's a liar.
yeah. It's like, bro, this is what you do. You're a Pinocchio, he lies, bro. We know your game. But yeah, I definitely felt like this was unnecessary, the whole
Yeah,
weird stuff with high say. Um I don't know. People been going on about Dandadan on the timeline a lot this week over that. And I think I saw some weird like sexual assault power scaling or something. I don't know. I think the story is going on long enough. We've had enough of these sort of situations. We don't need to keep putting Momo in
yeah.
these situations. Like there's other ways to get the point across. Like Heisei could have just put his foot on her forehead and said
Or
like I'm
a
gonna crush
knife
her.
to her throat or something.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
didn't have to be like I'm gonna kiss your bitch. Like come
yeah.
on, bro. Come on, dog.
They just, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, the most important part of the chapter,
Yeah. So
Kenta.
Kenta finally arrives, and Yukinobu gotta see me because this ain't deliver.
That's not a
What the fuck?
fade.
Yeah, bro. He's got like rollers in his hair or something. Like, is this the middle? Like, he just couldn't get his hair done in time, so it's like in the middle of doing his hairstyle. So like when they go back, they're gonna finish it or something. But
What
what the fuck is the intent here?
Jerry curls? Is that look? Vamola's got them too. I didn't even notice that the first time. They both trying to get Jerry curls, but Vamola's only in the front.
I love Vimola, yeah, but but yeah, like what are they? What's the goal? I don't understand this. Is this? Have you ever you seen you ever read that Mato Say Hey No Slave manga or whatever?
Chain
The
Soldier.
yeah, that. There's
No, I haven't.
there I read some of it. There's a character in that shit whose ability was like turning her hair into guns, and it kind of reminded me of that. Like she had a bunch of guns on her head, and they were like in rollers and shit like that. It reminded me of that shit. But yeah, man, this looks like a hairstyle that isn't complete for Kenta because he's still got his black hair in the back, and I'm like, okay, so did they just had to stop the hairdo because the attack was going on, or is this supposed to be the haircut that I've been waiting 4 months to see?
Yukinobu, just drop what you're doing, have them mess up whatever hairstyle they're going for, and give Kenta a fade. That's all you got to do.
Yeah,
That's all you
bro,
got to
just
do to
cut it
fix
off,
it.
dog. Yeah, man, because you can make Kenta a cool ass character, and the way this is going, it appears that Kenta is just going to be a bigger like joke with a hairstyle like this. Like this, what is this, scones or something? Like he's got bugles in his head.
No, I think they're
No, man.
curlers.
Yeah, yeah. I think they're curling like the rollers. Like they put
Yeah,
curling irons in his head or something. But like, come on, bro, get this man something tough.
yeah. He don't need no Jerry curls.
Yeah, it's cool that everybody's here though. Peeny Weenie and Chiquita.
Yeah.
It's always nice to see them. Peeny Weenie is a huge force himself. Like even if Vamola and Kenta hadn't pulled up, like Peeny Weenie pulled up is big because that may be boxing.
Right?
So yeah, people are in trouble with him being on the field, but having Kenta and Vamola here, we finally about to see what we've been needing to see, man. It's finally about to be big.
Mech on
Yeah,
dinosaur action.
Yeah, nano skin bullshit. We about to get some crazy Vamola Kinsa feats as they dunk on Godzilla.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think that might be it for this chapter for me. I was just pissed at this hairstyle. Um, and I like this chick's design. Somebody mentioned that she was when she's stabbing Okarun, she's like blushing and shit, and they're saying that they think that she's getting like sexual pleasure out of stabbing him. I don't know if I go that far,
Oh,
but
fuck that. What?
I mean, yeah, I mean she can kill me, sure, but stabbing a young boy and blushing about it, it's like, all right,
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
that's weird.
Yeah. Maybe she's just really into stabbing things and that's just how she get her shit off. But
Yeah.
yeah, Okarun is in trouble and the gang pulled up. But they got a lot of opponents. But we also got Skin and a Godzilla. So
I like how we didn't see Gigi at all this chapter, and he's over there fighting a big ass dinosaur.
him and Ira, they're fighting the
Oh yeah,
fucking
Ira's
guys.
over there too.
Yeah. So I guess tomorrow we'll see what goes on with this. Hopefully Kenta does something cool besides I mean shooting the dude in the face with a whatever the fuck tank blast is cool. But
Right.
yeah, hopefully they get to continue to get money next chapter.
Yeah.
I think I'm spent for this one. You got any other thoughts?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, that's gonna do it, baby. This was Dandadan, chapter 244, Dragon Knights track meet. Now jumping into Shangri-La Frontier, chapter 276. The world advances even without their presence. And of course, we got to talk about color page because it's a crossover and it's cool as hell.
Yeah.
Good colors.
I really like how Sunraku looks in this. Like he's like tannish, which fits good with the like bright blue of his mask. I don't know anything about Wistoria, so I can't really say anything about that.
I don't either. I've read like a chapter, or no, I watched like an episode, and I know it's by the same guy who made Denmachi. But other than that, I don't really know much. Just that I know that in the light novels that Sunraku and Will have met.
Oh,
Um, yeah, so they are actually like friends in game or something. I don't really know how that works. I'll have to go and look because to my knowledge, Sunraku is in a fantasy video game and Will is in a fantasy world. So I don't really understand how they would have met, but I do remember people posting like a couple pages talking about like their collab and how they're like friends or whatever.
oh,
I like the colors used because it reminds me anything that gives me this like watercolory vibe or reminds me of like Pokemon back in the day. It always gets a fucking thumbs up from me. Not so much Will, but like the colors that are used on Sunraku and Emil and this other kind of cat thing. It just fucking it scratches the nostalgia itch in my brain and it always fucking makes me happy. So really cool color page. I'm definitely gonna have to read Wistoria because a lot of people that do read it, they fuck with it. And I like Dan Machi.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I haven't read Dan Machi, but I have heard a lot of people say good things about Wistoria, so I've been thinking about checking it out. I might read it after full night.
yeah. I've only heard good things about Wistoria. I've probably heard maybe one or two people kind of toss some slander in there, but for the most part, like people are happy to have Wistoria. But yeah, jumping into the chapter, Momo and Toa are having a friendly chat. First time we get to see Momo in the flesh outside of
Yeah.
the game.
And of course, the second page is they're gonna throw the "you big melon freak" at her.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I ain't complaining. love
um,
to, love to see our girls in the flesh.
yeah, it is cool though that like they have this whole thing going on outside of the game and outside of Sun Raku, because I guess they share a unique scenario for their um,
Their weapons or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was trying to the sacred weapons or whatever they're called. Um,
yeah,
but their first, scenario was they had to fight someone else who was wielding the weapon, so they both were able to complete that. And then they got the continuation. O valiant one, wield your stout companion as you open the gate to the earth, guarded by golden hands. Beyond it lies the armor that can conquer all things. So it seems like Siger Zero no, Saiger 100 and uh
Pentagon.
Pensilgon are going to have a lot to do with the fight against Seaworm because I imagine Wield Your Stout Companion is, their special weapons. As you open the gate to the earth, probably something that Seaworm is guarding because it says guarded by golden hands. Beyond it lies the armor that can conquer all things. And, usually in like fantasy stories, dragons will sit on top of their treasure, their gold to protect it. So that's probably what that's referencing.
Yeah, I like that. And I mean, just as much as we see Sunraku, getting into the action, and we always get to witness him getting tons of upgrades and just gaming experience. Like we'll watch him go and play other games and stuff that sometimes people like Pencilgon won't join in on. This is cool to know that Pencilgon kind of has like a character buff coming down the line. We know that she's probably going to don some cool armor that gives her, keeps her within the realm of like power scaling so that Sun Raku doesn't get too far ahead. She's going to get some new item. We got to get something for, I feel like we need Kazo to kind of like get more things and level up a bit. Well, I mean,
He's
based on
been
the last fight,
using Sunraku stuff.
yeah, and he still like when he fought against like Regalius and stuff like that, like he was showing off a lot of cool stuff too. So I guess he not sandbagging, he not like slacking, but still like we know Pentagon is elite, and now she's about to get something tighter. So that's good. It's nice to see like side quests for side characters.
It's funny because Kazo is me. So, you always have that one friend in your like gaming friend group who plays like 20 different games at the same time. So he's on the game less than everyone else. And that's Kazo because Pencilgon and Sunraku are like fully dedicated to Shangri-La Frontier, but Kazo is a professional gamer. He has to play other stuff as well.
Yeah, like he'll log in if they say we're doing a raid tonight, but he's not. He's not farming dungeons
No.
and shit to get armor. He's not doing all that shit during the week to prepare for the raid next week. He's just pulling up to the raid, like, all right, let's get it.
I'm good enough. I don't need to grind.
Yeah, it's like, bro, let me borrow some potions. Like, dog, you were supposed to farm herbs, like, a couple of days in advance so that you could make your own food buffs and shit. Like, no, please, just let me borrow some potions and shit, bro. I need them.
Yeah, which it's kind of unfortunate because it makes me think that Kazo's not going to be a part of the Seaworm arc very much. It definitely seems like it's going to be more focused on Sunraku, Pencilgon, and Saiger 100.
I do feel like it's the type of thing where someone like Kazo probably couldn't resist though if he finds out how big of a deal this next kind of battle is. He'll be like, "Nah, bro, you're not leaving me out." Plus, wasn't he left out of the Katarnet battle? I don't think he wasn't there for that.
No, no, he wasn't. That was their new friends, Saiger Zero, and I think that was it.
Yeah, it was yeah, Mordo and it's not Rain, but I forget the chick with the bow.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully some more people pull up for this battle. We still wondering when Sylvie might show up to the game if that's ever going to happen. But just I don't know. I was reading this chapter. I keep forgetting. I'm like I feel like when we were introduced to Kyogoku, they talked about her having been to the new land, but the way the chapter like goes, it seems like the new land is like uncharted territory or something. I have to go
Yeah,
back and
yeah.
look at the chapter
The
when
new land is completely uncharted.
That's weird because I could have swore she had been there, or maybe she was like near there or something. I thought that's where we saw her wipe out like a bunch of the other guilds guys or whatever, and then um yeah, because no, so it's uncharted, but people have been there because the one dragon had remember when that one group of people they were kind of marching through like a field or a valley or something, and then that one dragon found them and kind of like roasted them and shit. So people have been there. It's just no one's gotten like far enough into this new. It's basically a new expansion,
Oh,
and people are.
I just assumed that they were on the starting area to begin with because what's her name? She was marked by Seaworm.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I wonder how that happened because I don't imagine Akane Akitsu had been to the new land.
Yeah, because she's new.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a newer player. Pretty sure it's a guy using a female avatar. Um, but yeah, that would mean that they somehow encountered Seaworm. Maybe it was just like sometimes in video games you go up against the big bad and they just show up. You don't really face them, they just show up and talk shit and then they actually vanish. You don't actually get to fight them, but they appear in maybe a story quest or something and they shit on you and maybe your character gets like pinned down or something and then they go like, fuck you, I'm out of here, and then some other character shows up and it's like, whew, he could have wiped you out at any moment, but luckily he didn't. But I'm here to save the day. Somebody, comes and cures you of whatever they put you, cursed you with or something. So maybe she encountered Seagworm in some sort of regular world like quest, and then he flew off, and she whatever wouldn't have been able to fight Seagworm anyway. Well,
No,
no, because I think the
maybe
mark was.
maybe
I think
her fighting him started the new land unique event for everyone. It gave them that opportunity.
Yeah, I remember actually the mark that they got from Seagworm was like a mark of worthiness, similar to Sanraku's. Like Seagworm acknowledged their like strength and ability and marked them. So she had to have had to have a battle with Seagworm to
They
some extent.
Yeah, they definitely have to be a part of this arc too, especially if Seagworm's going down.
Yeah, yeah. Kane Kitsu would definitely have to be here. Saiger 0 and 100, Pencilgon, Sanraku, Kyogoku, and hopefully some other characters. Kazo, hopefully, um,
Yeah,
Mordo and Rust. That was it. Mordo and Rust. Maybe they'll get involved. I don't know. Um,
I will
maybe not.
say, I will say, Seagworm has sauce like Vash does, so that's making me immediately think he's going to be a much bigger threat than anything they face so far.
Yeah. So Seagworm. So I actually before we jump into the
Yeah, yeah,
Seagworm thing,
yeah.
just the one last thought with this trial that Momo and Toa have is super specific, and it's specific in a way that is actually annoying because remember it's like the old school Pokemon games where it's like you can't get an Alakazam unless you have a friend to trade your Kadabra with,
Yeah.
but in this case it's like these weapons are rare and super hard to find and stuff like that, and they have these conditions and stuff. And so in order to advance in this quest, you not only have to have a weapon that's of the highest rarity, but you have to fight someone who also has a weapon. Is like that just seems like the type of thing that once more people discover that this quest exists, they'll complain on the forums, and then it'll get like hot fixed or something, and then either they'll increase the drop rate of these certain weapons, or maybe they'll make it so that someone who gets one of these weapons just has to slay like a level 10 raid boss or something, and then they'll be able to continue because getting this weapon and then having to fight someone else who has the weapon is very just bro, like really. Like
I
how
mean,
many of these weapons are there?
yeah, but the devs don't seem like the type of people who want to change. Like they don't seem to care about player feedback. The only thing we've heard them change so far was the Swordmaster requirement, which Saiger 100 had already completed. What was it, like 10 back-to-back matches?
Yeah, but I can see this being a similar thing where it's like people can't advance this quest because somebody found this sword in Africa and another guy has a divine wish weapon. He's in China, and it's like these two people and like not in the real world, but like in the game's version, like they're that far apart, and they're like the circumstances will never bring these two players close enough to where they can duel and experience this next like level of the quest. So I feel like yeah, Toa, Pencilgon, and Momo are going to continue, progressing through this quest, and they're going to complete it. But maybe after that, they nerf it or something. And
Well,
and
so the issue I see with that is that, the Swordmaster quest was just like a normal quest, whereas this is a unique scenario, the same type of quest that Sunraku got for Rabatuza, the same type of quest for defeating the Katarnid. I don't
Yeah.
see them adjusting this, especially since this seems like unless Seagorm is repeatable like Katarnid, nobody else would be able to do this unique scenario
Yeah.
after they complete it.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder if it is truly like Seagworm or if there's something else. Because, like, imagine, I mean, with it being a unique scenario, I guess, like it being time sensitive and stuff, it can really, like, they can really go like all the way with it. And I guess there's a possibility for people to just never complete this quest. Because I'm just thinking, like, what if Seagworm was defeated before they reached this step of the quest? Like, what would happen then? Then did they just
Lose
never,
out on it.
yeah, like, do they just completely, like, the quest kind of deletes itself, or do they just never get to experience it, or what? Like,
Also, they're looking for an armor. Is it a armor that will go to both people, or is it going to have to randomly drop for one of the two completing the unique scenario?
I feel like since it's like you said, it's a treasure, under the dragon sitting on a treasure trove. Maybe it'll be a situation where it's kind of like Wazaimon's kind of treasure trove, where Sunraku can go into this space and there's a bunch of items in there. So maybe they both enter and they just have a limited amount of time to like grab a thing, but there's multiple things in there and only they can only grab armor. Like, maybe there'll be a breastplate in there for both of them, but they can't like look around or stay. So once they grab one, they get warped out. But there's enough for everybody. Like, it's like a closet. They enter a closet that has a bunch of these golden chest plates or something.
Yeah, or maybe it does serve as like another subspace or inventory like what Sunraku has, so they just have access to a completely other armory full of just armor.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. They have a fucking closet for all their enchanted elite armor and shit.
Yeah.
And then I wonder how that is going to, like, if it's going to be something that Pencilgon ends up wearing like permanently, or if it's going to be another armor that almost feels like an ability, kind of like how Sunraku. Whew,
Yeah, like
excuse me.
you can only equip it for a certain amount of time before you have to remove it.
Yeah, like Sunraku's helmets and stuff. Like, he swaps them on for certain purposes and then takes them off or whatever. Like the one that controls the mech bird,
Yeah.
he'll only rock that for a little while till the battery dies. So, like, this new armor, like, is it just going to replace? I feel like a redesign would be cool. Like, if we get a new addition to Saiger 100's armor and also Momo's not Momo but Pencilgon's like outfit, that'd be cool. But it might just be something that they whip out for special occasions. Like, all right, I was trying to save this one, and then they pull out the gold armor.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure Sunraku will get a part of Seagworm that Vash will be able to turn into something for him.
yeah, yeah, this is gonna be fun. And Seagworm, is probably gonna have some sort of dialogue cue for Sunraku, because we saw that Seagworm and Vash were kind of like conversing, like, I
Yeah.
don't know, 50 chapters ago. So he'll probably be on some like, my old friend or whatever type shit. This scenario, though, so far is basically what I thought we would eventually get for Lagonia or Rabbituza, where like Siegworm is on some, like, he defended these people from this other dragon, and then he's kind of um well, he did declare, I dare you to overcome me. But I'm getting this similar vibes to, like, I thought that Sunraku and the gang would end up having to like defend Rabbituza from an enemy. And I mean, I guess they kind of did with the
Yeah.
snakes in the tunnel.
Old Tunine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, something similar did kind of happen, but like this is a more like direct one. But this boss also is kind of like uh putting out an open challenge to everyone on the continent, participants, all players in the new land.
Yeah. It's that just makes me curious about what Norland's role in this is. Like, obviously he's trying to kill, the players, but the players still have to overcome Seagworm. So
Yeah.
where does he fit into this beside just wanting to murder everyone?
Maybe it'll be a case where Norland or Noirlin is he realizes that after battling Seaworm for probably hundreds of years, because he says he's no matter how much I reincarnate, I can never forget it. Maybe it's a case where he realizes that he needs the assistance of like humans or something. Like his usual MO is to murder everyone in his path. So he would normally, burn down villages and attack every human. And maybe that's where like he differs from Seagworm, where Seagworm is like, I respect humans and stuff like that. Like he respects Akane Akitsu. They were able to put up a good fight. So that's why he marked him. And so it's like maybe Golden maybe Seagworm doesn't have that like anti-human, complex. He's not an angry dragon. He's not filled with hatred, but maybe that's the difference between him and New Orleans. And if New Orleans can overcome his own, hatred and wanting to be like this Dragon King thing, and he can actually work with the humans, maybe that'll be like the secret to defeating Seagworm all along.
So I am staring at Seagworm. Why does he kind of look like Sunraku's bird mask?
Yeah, I see it.
Like he's got the same eyebrows. He's got like a beak looking mouth. It kind of looks like Sunraku.
Yeah, he's got the eyebrow, the little triangle eyebrow
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
He's gonna be like, I like your style, human.
If you ever consider being a dragon,
Sunraku gets like a dragon mask after this that he can swap out for a power boost.
man, nah, yeah. If he gets anything dragon like, it's gonna be tough. I just hope that this arc isn't just based on how Seaworm looks in the manga. I just hope that it doesn't annoy me because I did not like the Crystal Scorpions and they had like a similar appearance.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I feel like it can get really like hard to follow when you have characters who are like super glistening like
Shiny.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully they do a good job with this because I would hate to like have gripes with this arc that is most likely gonna be peak just because like I don't like the way like things look.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. But nah. Seaworm looks tight though. Pulled up. He blocked that fucking thing with his chest. Shit out. Bing just bounced off of you. It's like,
It-
get that shit out of here.
and that's like the crazy part because I mean, obviously, Norland probably didn't fire a full blast shot, but the fact that Sigourney was able to just flex and bounce that shit off, it kind of is like, all right, so this dragon's significantly weaker.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I mean he's just standing there like, bro, like not only did I not, let you destroy this human shit, but like, bro, you ain't shit, dog. I'm just standing here by arms crossed. Like, what you gonna do, bro? He didn't even say anything to him, did he? Like, hold on, what? We may have not been. Oh no, he did. We may have not been connected for a very long time, but I will say one thing, Noel, and I have high praise for your obstinance. Okay, so he does actually speak to him. I thought he just showed up and just didn't even acknowledge his presence. He just blocked his shit and then looked at him like, "What you gonna do, fault, nigga?" Yeah,
Seaworm's gonna be fun. You can
yeah.
already tell by
Seaworm,
his personality.
he's gonna be a cool ass character, and just this other dragon, I can just see him just being pissed and raging out the whole time, like never chilling. And the other one just he gives that regal king vibe, like the golden king of dragons is a tight design.
Yeah. I was actually wondering if like Norland is maybe like a shadow of Seagorm, kind of how Lycagon created a shadow to fight Sunraku,
Yeah.
but his shadow just got a mind of his own.
Yeah, maybe maybe something that one of like the ways he became like the king of dragons was like shedding his negative energy or something, and it took like maybe he was so powerful that his own negativity was able to take on a life of itself or some shit like that. And as long as he lives, New Orleans will continue to regenerate or something.
Yeah, I mean that would definitely fit the reincarnation part.
Yeah, yeah, I'm fucking with it so far. I wonder what happened to break his horn because he's got like the six horns on his face, but one of them is broken.
It was Vash. I'm just gonna
Um,
go ahead and say it now. It was probably Vash.
that'd be tight.
It would be. We need to see the flashback of their fight.
Yeah. Yeah, no. We're finally here, man. The fucking Dragon Blight fucking scenario. This shit's gonna be hype.
Oh, it really is. Kind of
Like
makes me
dragons
want
are
to start reading the light novel, but I'm not. I'm not. It's
yeah, I ain't going that far.
okay.
I'm just gonna let it happen. Also, I like this chick's design, with the crosses on her body or whatever.
Yeah.
Good good looking girl or whatever. As usual. The babes. But yeah, no, fire stuff. Ooh, keep crazy hiccups. But yeah, I think I'm spent out on this one. You got any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm spent.
All right, that's gonna do it, baby. This was Shangri-La Frontier, chapter 276. The world advances even without their presence. Now jumping into Ichi the Witch, 95th hunt, a bout. We are 5 chapters away from that big hundo, baby. I know that shit gonna go crazy. I can't wait. The color,
Yeah.
if we gotta get a sick color spread page, we probably fuck around. Honestly, you might get multiple color pages in that because Ichi the Witch has already had a chapter where we got like 5 color pages. So like for the big hundo, I feel like we probably gonna get multiple color pages.
Entire chapter color.
The entire chapter just mosaic, baby, just fucking color all through the bitch. But yeah, this color page was fire. I never really looked at this character in this way. But yeah, I let her kill me now. So uh
Yeah. Yeah.
as of this
Amadoro.
yeah, as of this color page, I am officially a stan of Amadoro. Um, the lollipops. I wonder if these are all just like truly supposed to be lollipops, or they're supposed to like signify like her like magic crystals for magics that she is taken or whatever.
Oh, it definitely could be. And she just sucks on them.
That or maybe like the one in her mouth is really like a lollipop or whatever, and the other ones are kind of because they've always shown Discaris in a similar kind of fashion, but it's like a bunch of gemstones like floating around her in like her color pages and stuff like that. So I wonder if this is a similar case, or they could just be fucking blow pops or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, colors are dope. Amadora looks cool. Jumping into the chapter, yeah. I was about to say Hikari. Well, actually, that is Hikari is the magic's name, but I was about to call Gokuraku Hikari. So so yeah, he does acknowledge like good shit, human. You kind of tough. You ain't no bitch, but like you fucking with the weak ass bitch ass witches, and I don't fuck with that. Um, but he can respect Hikari's strength here, and I fuck with that. I'm glad he didn't like immediately try to shit on Hikari like as a person. I mean,
Like
he still goes for the
Gokuraku.
murder. Yeah, damn. Yeah, he doesn't like shit talk Goku Raku in a way. He's like, you're a man, yet you face me with confident strength. With it, went from my head with cruel effect. Like he's praising the dude,
Yeah.
which makes it all the more regrettable. You're a man with power.
Well, I mean, if someone pieces you up with his feet and then stabs you in the head and you survive that, I mean, you gotta praise them.
Yeah. Goku Raku is built different, man. Cause like, I mean, I wonder how much this like he can feel like when he turns on the jets and he like rips his own arms off. Like I know he's mechanical, but does he feel that? Like is it is it like a Lita type shit? Like is he feeling this pain
I
or is
mean,
that just great?
the panel where he's screaming as he's ripping it off, that looks like a pained face.
Yeah.
But then, like immediately after, he's seems fine. He's just like, I mean, he looks
It could just
tired.
It could just be like the screaming could just be like he's putting that much in to make sure that he can like blast off. So
Yeah,
he's firing like everything he's got. This is him unleashing the big Kamehameha from his foot or whatever. And it's not like, oh fuck, this hurts so bad that I'm screaming. Cause yeah, like I say, he's chilling on the next page. So it's just like I feel like maybe this doesn't hurt. But like the deconstruction would have just completely just turned him into fucking silly putty and fucking fucking springs and whistles. Yeah,
I am very upset that he's being essentially taken out of the fight so early, though. I hope
yeah,
he has like a way to quickly fix his arms. I mean, they do say they're running away, but I don't think they're gonna be able to get away.
yeah. I don't think they're gonna be getting away. I think they'll split up, but I don't think that like. he's going to allow them to like bounce. Somebody's going to have to stay to like keep this dude occupied.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to end up being the guys or something. But at the same time, we now know his trial. And again, I feel like this is perfect for Kamugi, man. This seems, like this. To acquire me, you must find the 3 shattered fragments of my magic stone and make it whole once again. And then there's like a picture of a woman at the bottom, like holding them together. And it seems like maybe he might have, had like a human woman that he was like, weak for or something. And maybe she, put his pieces together, or maybe she broke him or something. But I just feel like this is the perfect kind of thing for Kamugi, where it's like,
It's not
restore my,
yeah,
huh?
it's not combat focused trial.
Yeah, that, and it's also just kind of like, it seems like a restore my heart kind of thing. I feel like everybody else here is you know fucking trying to beat his ass, but Kabugi is a non-combatant, and if she got this acquired this guy, like he would, I feel like he wouldn't talk shit to her. Like she's a weakling, and she shouldn't be here, and he'll probably feel like he's got to protect her, and he could be a very powerful asset. He's not gonna I just don't see him being captured by someone like Discaris or Amadoro.
Yeah.
Like he'll continue to like throw respectful comments at like Gokuraku and Ichi and probably Boxster or whatever, and he'll talk shit to the other chicks, but like Kamugi is like a fucking little rabbit in a on a war field. It's like, bro, what are you doing here? Yeah.
I wonder if like most of them are gonna stay back to fight Hikari, and then maybe Amadoro takes Kamugi and they go searching for the 3 fragments.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. That way it's like, the guys will keep him occupied. We're gonna bounce. Maybe Discara stays and fights along with I can't, I don't know who would leave, but I feel like Discaris is definitely gonna stay and like fight him. Um and then I wanna say like maybe Ichi too, but
I
yeah,
could
like
see Ichi going with Kamugi and Amadoro.
yeah, like because I definitely see Kamugi being like taken away from here, because it's like, yeah, we can't have a character who is easily targetable be here, because like if he gets a hold of Kamugi, then he gets a huge advantage in this fight because she
Yeah.
can't fight. But I can also see, the parts coming together, and then maybe Kamugi, like maybe everybody is holding a piece, and it gets to the point where they're like hot potato passing them around, and Kamugi ends up being the last person. Like she's holding a piece, and then Hikari is trying to like rush over to Discaris to stop her because she's holding a piece, and she's like, "Kamugi, catch it!" And Kamugi catches like all 3 pieces and puts them together. And he was like, "Damn, you got me."
Yeah. But there's another question. Why does Fujimine fear Hikari?
Yeah,
Because, like, yeah, he can clap and, like, dematerialize things, but how does that affect magic? I would, or like poison. So it's more like, what is their past? Or maybe this is just what he believes. He just believes Fujimine fears him.
yeah, and I mean, because at the very end of the chapter, we see that he is even capable of like deconstructing magic. Discaris does the Alexandra and
Yeah.
like fires a slash at him. He claps, and then the ability disappears, and she's like, "Okay, we're getting the fuck out of here." Like her ability gets turned into fucking building blocks, so she's like, "All right, time to go."
I
So
mean,
okay,
that's a
so
fair
she's
reaction.
probably yeah, so okay, so she's probably not gonna fight him then. She's probably gonna try and run, unless she somehow gets trapped and forced to fight him.
I'm actually curious to see what exactly. So Kamugi is just taking notes. I'm scrolling from the bottom up,
Mhm.
but so far she's just standing behind Discaris taking notes, and that's all we see her do this chapter is stand behind Discaris and take notes.
I yeah, like I really hope this is a Kamugi thing, because like we've been getting a bunch of Kamugi stuff, and like she had her little training in the last arc, whatever. Even though she's not a witch and she doesn't have magic, I'm just like like seeing I don't know. I feel like I always get into this mode where I like just start seeing a bunch of wild possibilities. A lot of people don't do this. I I know it because I often see people like talk about manga and like their criticisms or whatever is always like they always start off like I don't see how where this can go or like I have no clue or the manga doesn't know what they're doing and I'm like bro you gotta think outside the box. Like I'm just imagining a situation where Hikari is about to like lay the paws on somebody, and like maybe somebody's on the ground, like laying down, they're down for the count, and he's about to finish them. But Kamugi steps up and she's like got her dukes up, and he's like, what can you even do? And she's like, I'm not gonna let you like kill, Ichi or whatever. And even though she knows that she can't stop him, and Hikari knows like he respects that, and it's like, I just want him to give her some props too. Like even though she can't actually do anything,
Yeah, I
she
mean,
still stands up to him.
like in the previous chapter where we saw him talking about the type of witches he hates, Kamugi is the complete opposite of everything he described. So it's just
Yeah,
like that was like that seed moment that's like it's got to be Kamugi.
yeah. Also, wait, can non witches acquire magics?
Well, she is a witch. She just hasn't acquired any
Okay,
magics because she just
she's a witch,
journals.
but she's in like a different kind of department that
Yeah.
doesn't go like magic collecting or whatever. Okay. Hmm. And yeah, like his experience, he's probably only ever faced witches who were, combatants. Like he probably doesn't even know that, witches that just deliver mail exist. Like
Yeah.
her thing when we first met her was like she was a mail lady and like a note taker or whatever, like a historian or something. And so he probably has no clue that people like her existed as well because any encounter with a witch that he has ever had was someone trying to obtain him or Fujimine like being obsessed with him. So he's like, bro, all witches are fucking bad witches, but he doesn't know that some of them are actually chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got high hopes for this guy. I like his character. He's super cool, and the guys are here.
I need I need Kamugi to acquire Hikari, and then we like when we get interactions between the two of them, he's like overprotective of her.
Yeah, same. That's what I want. That like somebody's like sleeping on her, like like maybe even her sister. Like her sister is like talking shit to Kabuki, and Kabuki doesn't like say anything to her sister, but then Hikari pops out like, "Yo, what the fuck? Don't talk to her like that, bro."
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, what the fuck is that thing? Like, who the fuck are you? Yeah,
Oh man,
no,
we
that'd be
fucking need
tight.
it.
Yeah, need it, man. I feel like Goku Raku probably, yeah, his arms got ripped off, but like he has to know that these sort of situations can and will happen in the field. So like, does he just not have like replacements? Like does his back open up and he just got like extra arms in there or something? Like, or is he just done? Like maybe he can still do like a chest laser or use his foot or something, but is he just like mostly done in this arc now because
Stop
his arms are ripped off?
sidelining my boy.
Yeah, I want him to get money. I don't want him to be done. And I mean, he can still do stuff like maybe fucking Hikari is about to like do something and he just runs over and headbutts Hikari or something, or like fucking trips him up or something. He don't need feet to
I mean,
headbutt. I
that's
mean, hands to headbutt.
that's the unfortunate part about Goku Raku's character is he can only ever serve as a distraction because
Yeah,
he can't kill them, he can't acquire them. I mean, he can use his rocket boots to help them search for the fragments faster. So he might still have a part to play for, actually searching, but not much for fighting.
yeah. I mean, well, he served as kind of like a goalie when the Octobomb was kind of trying to like get to them or whatever.
Yeah.
He kind of like stopped. They're about to ride him like a fucking hoverboard, yeah. Fucking Almadoro's gonna sit on his back while he fucking jet boots through the fucking halls of this building.
That's her new motorcycle.
Yeah, motorcycle got fucking wrecked, but we got a fucking a living motorcycle. Wait, where's the little dude, yo, Invisa dude,
He wasn't in this
Sukemaru?
chapter.
We didn't see him at all. He was in. He's here though, like
He
cause
turned invisible on us.
yeah, cause Ichi was about to grab him, and then that's when Hikari pulled up and was about to grab Ichi. So yeah, Sukumaru, maybe he's still like in the screen. He's just invisible.
Yeah, they're like, they don't need to see him anymore. He played his part currently,
Yeah. Hmm.
or maybe he just dipped out of there. He said, "Screw it, I'm not dying."
What if that's part of his challenge though? Like maybe Sukimaru is holding one of the fragments and is invisible with it.
Oh, oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, so it's like you found two of them, but I know you'll never find the third one. But
I fed the third fragment to my invisible friend.
yeah, that'd be wild. Yeah,
You got to find them and then make them shit.
yeah. Ichi scares the shit out of him. Yeah.
uh,
You know, good chapter though. I completely forgot about Gokanda. Um, when like I never think of Gokanda whenever we meet like a new magic,
yeah, they're like,
and
oh, how they're gonna figure out their Golconda?
yeah, Gokanda just forces it out of him.
My
Yeah, this dude's
question is Golconda dead though?
no, I don't think so. I think it's just
Because his ass got clapped and turned into squares and triangles and circles.
yeah. I don't think he's dead. It's just the Pokemon fainted, so it went back to the Pokeball. Yeah,
Hopefully, I don't want Golconda to be dead.
yeah. No, I don't think it's dead.
He's the
I do
strongest
like
little
that.
buddy.
Yeah, we need him. I do like that Hikari kept that face wound though. That was super cool. It's just like a dimensional like portal in his head or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. And his fucking arms, like he's just breaking his limbs and twisting them so that he can fucking back clap. That was crazy.
Back clap.
Yeah, he the real clapper, yeah. I wonder, yeah, if maybe Fujimine, maybe like you said, maybe he just thinks she's afraid of him, but maybe it's also a thing where it's like she knows that maybe he's the only magic capable of like completely disintegrating her ability. Maybe like if she tries something on him, he can just clap that shit and destroy like whatever she tries to attack him with.
Yeah. I don't even know how that would work because it's not like
Yeah.
it's a visible magic.
Yeah, but if he can deconstruct like concepts and shit, maybe he can see things that people wouldn't normally see.
Maybe.
Clap them shits out of existence. But search like your lives depend on it. So they gotta rush through this fucking tower and try to fucking figure out where his three fragments are.
Yeah, and this place was huge, so that's gonna take a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I do wonder how long this arc's gonna be. Now that we know it's a search mission and we got like 8 party members here.
Yeah, I think no. Yeah, no, this is one of the biggest parties we've been following.
Yeah. Plus, like the rest of the ribbon candy family people are here. If Amadoro can free them, they might be drained and weak, but like they might help in some way.
Yeah. Cause yeah, this definitely is because the second largest was when they went out with Toge Ice for the mushroom hunt.
Yeah. How many they for the Octobomb mission? It was just the scars Ichi. Uh,
Gokuraku and Kamugi.
yeah, so just 4, and then they met. Yeah, so 2 other people, but yeah. Excuse me. So yeah, this is like a party size of like 6 or so, 6 to 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good chapter. Love everything we got here, and can't wait for the next one. You got any other one
Nah,
thoughts?
nah, I'm good.
Let's go and do it, baby. Ichi the Witch, 95th Hunt, a bout. Now jumping into Kinato's Magic, chapter 28, the finale, Kinato's Letter. And what you think, man?
I hated this chapter. So I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go down the numbers. First off, final chapter. He decides, all right, you know what? I'm not gonna toss in any more fan service. I've said many times, fan service doesn't bother me, but that was a lot of people's issue with the series. And in the final chapter, then you want to stop putting it in. All right. Um,
Mm,
Second, we don't get a rematch between Kinato and Noise. We don't even get to see the fight between Noise and what's his face. Uh, and then the last person just kind of gives up. The moment between Kinato and the main evil chick, that was pretty nice. I enjoyed that. Um, but then we get this whole like little training picture where Kinato's fighting
Theo.
who? Zio, yeah.
Zio. Yeah.
And like, he's like mind controlling these two magic balls. And it's like, why
Bruh.
couldn't we see this kind of combat before the final chapter?
Yeah. That that part specifically it was made is what made me the most like annoyed
Yeah.
because like I was saying a while back, I was like, I feel like Kirito would be really cool if he kind of became this like Banwei kind of Zenyatta fighter where he did martial arts and he had his healing thing, but he also kind of like used these like swirling medicine balls to kind of enhance his fighting style. And like we get a moment where he does like one of those cool like stomp his foot down and fucking lets out like a karate punch or whatever, punches somebody in the chest, but at the same time like six of these balls kind of swirl around and also hit the guy at the same time. Like this shit specifically, I was just like, bro, this is literally what I was asking for. Why do we not get it into the very like final chapter? Like this hand to hand stuff, like these moments with Zio's training, like even though it's just like 2.5 pages, like it looks cool. This is what we needed more of throughout the entire series. Him going hand to hand, and then mixing in his medicinal shit and just being against like guys. Like, yeah, it's okay to have like you know female antagonists sometimes, but like he never, other than the one time where he fought Noise, he never fought a dude, and he never had a reason to go all out or do anything other than like fucking massage somebody's shoulders and get like a horny boost. But yeah, this
It's
chapter,
it's just like this is a final middle finger to the readers who were complaining about their series. He's like, I could have done all this,
yeah,
but I'm only going to do it in the final chapter just to spite you.
yeah, it's like no fan service, like you said, but you also don't get to see the hype, the fight we hyped up. Kinato also doesn't get to fight him. We're gonna do the fucking. We're gonna show that Kinato had stuff in the bag that we never witness him do again. And then you got the other moments with the other characters, who like Lene, who is funny. It's like, yeah, we'll end off with some Lene comedy, which I can't complain about. I loved her character; she was
Yeah.
always fun. But just like the rest of this shit, it was just come on, man. What was going on here?
The problem with this chapter, outside of not seeing the noise fight, is that this is what everyone was asking for. This chapter was good. Why
Yeah,
couldn't this have been the rest of the series?
yeah. If he would have been like going, if he would have been bringing this sort of like chapters throughout the series, then it probably wouldn't have been axed.
Yeah.
This is the
Uh,
type of stuff we needed.
it's so disappointing because you see the potential is there. It's just it was never done. It was never put in.
Yeah, and it's like when a lot of times when you see stories get axed, and you just imagine things that they could have done, and it's like I wonder if he knew that. Like, did he just not think of that? And then at the end, you see he does the things. It's like, okay, so he knew all along. He just like didn't. He just didn't do the things. Like he knew we needed to see, cool Gian moments with Gian's, first page. It's like, wow, Gian, this scene, this page here would go crazy with the ladies and shit. Like, bloody beat up Gian after fighting fucking bloody beat up dude, and then like the fucking combat with fucking Zio. Like this is dope moments. The magic balls and stuff, and then Kabanagi is beautiful and funny, and just these are moments that we needed throughout the story. Other like it just every time something happened, Kinato just slapped their back and they just, oh my god,
Yeah.
fucking nipples are hard, and the fight was over. And it's like we could have had cool shit, and the story
I
could have continued.
I saw someone tweet a review for Kinato's, and what they said was perfect. They said Kinato started off strong, but quickly became creatively bankrupt, and that is
Yeah,
just it didn't push the limit. It didn't try anything new. It found its rhythm and it just stuck with it, regardless of good or bad.
yeah. That should just be making me wonder. Like, is this really like what other thought? Like, why is this where the story went? Like, I know there had to be some cool ideas in that head, man.
Yeah, and it's
Like,
like, was this the author's fault, or did the editor not like the author's intended vision and force changes that caused an issue with the story among the readers?
yeah. Because like when it first started, like yeah, we had fan service in the first, 5 or 6 chapters, but there still was a lot of charm. Like a lot, like when we met the guild, and we went to that first town and we met the guild and all the characters in it. Like all those characters were fun, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing these dudes involved in a lot more stuff. And it was all fun stuff. But then it just became the same thing. Like every arc was the exact same.
I do.
Kinato,
I feel like I need to like specifically say this because, up until like this chapter, I've been a pretty big Kinato defender. And so it feels like I'm flipping because the series got axed. No, I am not flipping. I still very much enjoyed my time reading Kinato. Um, the the praise I had for it was from the system it set up and the potential of what the story could lead to going on. Where the story could go is what excited me. What's making me flip partially is, this final chapter is everything everyone was asking for. And so it just feels like a big fuck you to the reader. And that's my
yeah.
issue, not with the overall quality of the story.
Yeah, like you see with this last chapter that he really could have done more. Like he could have done the things that everyone was asking for. Like we didn't get a single horny moment in this chapter at all.
Yeah. Well, we did, but we didn't see it. The
Yeah.
character saw it or read it.
Yeah. Yeah, with the fucking novel that
Yeah.
Kaminaki wrote or whatever, and that's fine. But yeah, this for what it was, this was a good chapter, but just the series needed more than a good finale. Like it needed more than this,
I
and
will
it
say,
just
I will say, it is a better end than Astro Royale or uh, Otter of the Flame. A better final chapter, but the final chapter just pisses me off.
that gives me an idea. We should maybe one day make like a fucking final chapter fucking tier list or something.
Of
Like,
Axed
w-
manga.
yeah, Weekly Shonen Jump, Axe Manga, final chapter tier list or something.
Just all the ones we've reviewed that got axed.
Yeah, or just like if we fucking pool our stuff together, whatever we've read that it got axed recently, we go through and talk about them, or like we go and read a couple of axe manga that made it, a certain point, and then just fucking slap them shits on a tier list, which was the
I
most
mean,
disappointing.
I'm sure unless we added like One Piece or something, we're gonna end up with a lot more axed weekly Shonen Jump manga on the show. That's
Oh yeah,
unfortunately the nature of it.
yeah, yeah, for sure. But I will say, I don't know. Like we'll see what next week holds because obviously we're gonna have a free slot. But a new series is starting next week called like Gray Keys or something. And I read the one shot and it's really good. And a lot of people were hype about it. And it's I think it's by the mangaka that made let me look. It's like Hell Warden Higuruma or something.
Hmm.
Um Hell Warden.
While you're searching that, I'm a run it by y'all. Well, by you and the audience. So, we had this Horikoshi one shot. If Horikoshi does put out another full length series, are we interested in covering that? And is the audience interested in us adding that? Because if it's Horikoshi, he's got name to it. There's a lower chance it would be axed.
Yeah, I would personally say yeah, if it is based on that one shot. I actually made a video for the first time on my personal channel and it was talking about that one shot and it was how I could see that series kind of returning as like a full like serialization. And did you read the one shot? You read it, right?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Oh, okay. So basically it's uh did you plan on reading it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna spoil you. Check out my video later, and you can kind of get an idea of where I feel like it can definitely make it as a serialization. Maybe not a long one, but I could see it being like a 100 or 150 chapters. And I would totally be down for reviewing that on the channel and talking about it weekly. The only things I'm really like opposed to, are things that I feel like just aren't super like in our wheelhouse. Like I don't like I like Akane Banashi, but I just don't feel like people would want to pull up and listen to us like talk about, stage plays and Rakugo and stuff. Like I just don't see that being something like the type of thing that people wanna come to us and listen to. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I'd have a lot
I
to
just
say about stage plays and whatnot.
hey, then maybe, but I don't know. Personally, I mean, you never know until you actually give it a shot. But I can't imagine myself having much to add to conversations about stuff outside of like the type of things that we do talk about, which is mostly like fucking beef brain manga. But
Yeah.
yeah, the guy who made he made Hell Warden Higuma. He got a one shot called Gray Keys or something. And the one shot is good and it's getting serialized starting next week. He also did a couple of like Demon Slayer kind of spin-offs or something like comedy slice of life type things or whatever. But yeah, a lot of people are hype about Gray Keys. And then Cannon Master still exists, which I feel like is decent, and with the last like two chapters I feel like has added more kind of promise to it, like especially this today's chapter. It looks like a lot of fun. And there's some cool hand-to-hand stuff. Cannon Masters is cool. I know some people don't care for it and some people don't know it exists, but I would be pleasantly pleased if Cannon Masters stuck around and managed to gain popularity or whatever. Anyway, this is the Kinato segment. So yeah. So next week there won't be any Kinato because fucking grand send off. Goodbye Kinato's magic. Um, yeah. That was that. Also, the ice guy reminded me when he was like, "Yeah, I give up." It reminded me of Urume from JJK after Sukuna
Yeah.
lost, and then they were like, "Yeah, I'm done." It's like, bro, what? So that's what that shit reminded me of. But yeah, man, it's a shame. If I can ever get my art skills up to par to where I want them to be, maybe one day I'll draw like my vision of what I thought Kinato was gonna be. Because I really had high hopes for the kid. Yeah, I got a big list of characters who I want to draw whenever I get my skills up to par. Kinato is one of them. Kaminagi is another.
Nah, just draw that shit now. And then, after some years, you can redraw it with your updated skills.
I can't draw a fucking thing right now. My shit is ass. Like I don't know where to start. I don't have the faintest fucking clue where to start with drawing. But yeah, I got like a list of characters who will be drawn, and Kinato beefed up fucking Dragon Slayer Kinato is on my list. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
but yeah, that was it for Kinato's Witch. Not damn Kinato's Witch. Where the fuck? How, did I say that? Kinato's what the fuck has Witch at the end? Kinato something's Witch.
Ichi the
Ah,
Witch.
yeah, but is that something's? Is there a something's Witch? I don't know. Anyway, Kinato's magic. We out of here, baby. Chapter 28. Kinato's letter. Goodbye. Now for the final segment of the night, baby, we got the biggest bachi of the largest variety of Kaguras. Chapter 129, Ironworks, and it was a pretty quick one. A lot of moments, a lot of cool, great moments, but pretty fast chapter. How you feel about this one, man?
Oh man, this chapter is just so interesting because first off, you have three people who are placing their bets all on Roku Hero, and the first one it's his lifelong friend, so he's placing a bet on his best friend. The other one is a guy he just met who acknowledged his skill, and so he's placing all his bets on the talent of Roku Hero. And then the last guy is just I don't know. He's placing his bets on the
Roku
future,
Hero.
I guess. The future through Roku Hero. Or maybe he's just astonished by the skill and that's what he's focused on. But it's these three people, two of which barely know the main guy who's in control of their lives at this moment,
Yeah,
just going all out for him, and it's great. And we're getting more of the smelting process and how it works and how the Datsenseki is reacting to it. The air in the room is starting to heat up. The rain outside is evaporating before it's touching the ground, all from the heat from the Datsenseki. And during this whole time, Rokuhiro is still completely focused, and it's not even that he's focused on smelting, he's focused on doing what he needs to for Chiaki.
Yeah. What I'm really impressed though about in these chapters, like the last 4 or 5 chapters, they have all continuously like explained more of this like smelting process. Like we didn't run out of things to do or like to say. They're still talking about like, okay, now it's time we got to switch to the quick burn feedstock every 30 seconds. Like there's still steps. And we're not just kind of like hand waving it and doing just like, oh yeah, like he's doing a thing over there. No, they're still explaining the things that need to be done and the things that are happening as they're happening. And like, we can't let them stop him. We can't let anybody get in the way because at this moment he's got to, fucking get in there and he's got to raise the heat and he's got to fucking turn the blades over. He's got to, do X and Y. And so we haven't stopped explaining the process as we go along this path. And I really appreciate that. Um,
I
but
will
yeah,
say,
Hamburglar.
oh, go
Okay.
ahead.
I was gonna say Hamburglar. He goes outside because he's like struggling to breathe and shit. But he's just, I like this guy. But yeah, he gets outside. He sees the rain is evaporating and stuff. Like this is a serious situation.
Yeah, and so one of the things from this chapter goes back to my original question of, why didn't they just not bother them? Because if they interrupted the process, the explosion would have happened anyways. And now they're like, hey, yeah, let's at least make a force field to keep casualties to a minimum. But yet they were attacking Rokuhiro while he was in the process of it, and at any point if he made a mistake it would have blown up, and if they were fighting him they wouldn't have been able to put up the force field. So it that was one of my earlier questions, and this feels like it kind of contradicted it even further.
I guess because maybe like they didn't realize how far along it was, and they thought that they could stop him. And then once they realized that he had gone too far, it's like, all right, fuck it, we can't stop this without there being mass casualties. So like, let's at least put up a barrier, and because like he's gonna fuck up. Let's put up a barrier, and we can try to save face. But ultimately, the goal was to prevent him from using this resource because they plan to com- con- uh, commit more research and hours and stuff to developing something later down the line after their plan for using like baby Hiyuki to stall the war and whatever. They were planning to use this Danseki, and Rokuhira is basically wasting it. Like if he fucks up and blows up, they lose their one fucking gram of Danseki that he is using to try and make a sword, and they're just forced to kind of like ride on him.
Yeah, but like they're fully aware of how reactive this material is, to the point they were too scared to attempt to turn it into a weapon. And so if he's already got it like in the furnace, why would they, try to interrupt that? Because I'm sure even this hit squad are well aware of the potential of the Datsenseki or how reactive it is.
Yeah, like I said, maybe they just thought they can catch him before like it got too far. Like,
Uh,
he put the key in the car, but he ain't going 100 miles an hour yet. So you can still stop this car before it's too late.
yeah, maybe, I guess.
Yeah. So maybe they just were hoping they could like, cut him off before it got to a point where they can't do anything, and literally pushing him over or like blowing on the back of his neck will cause thousands to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even Soga, not Soga, but Sheba was about to like, pull him out of there, and he's like, "Nah, bruh, I
Yeah.
gotta, I gotta keep going." It's like, "Fuck it, dog. You a real nigga, Keep it up, bruh."
Yeah. And that, even that part alone was just so powerful because, Shiba's trying to protect his friend, and Rokuhira's just, it's now or never for me. It's now or never, because if he doesn't do this now, he loses Chiaki. So
Yeah,
this is it for him.
yeah. even though it seemed like, he was at first he was like, fuck it, like I'm no good for her. I'm just, a commoner and she's royalty. But now he knows like I'm in a position where I can actually save her and I can still be with her, even though like I'm not worthy. Like I can become worthy of her
Yeah.
and I can save her life and prevent her. Because it's like at the end of the day, like they're talking about sending her off to go and fucking be bred to make fucking future war children and shit. It's like I can't let that happen to my shorty. Yeah, it's like I fuck with her.
Yeah. And so themes and such. I
Yeah.
do love this part here. I kept pushing through. It was all I had. My family was garbage, but all of it was burned into these eyes of mine. And it follows a very similar theme that I like to repeat to people. So I once heard this line that there is no such thing as a bad boss. And it's not the fact that, your boss is not terrible at his job, but it's a matter of how you see them. Because if you have a good boss, you can acknowledge what they do and learn from them from their example. If you have a bad boss, you're still learning what not to do.
Yeah.
And that applies with your parents as well. Everything you learn through life, good or bad, you can apply to grow. And, that's what he's saying. The despair, it's burned into his eyes as well as the hope.
Yeah. Yeah, his life experiences definitely changed the way he saw things, and it made him want to do better for Chiaki and eventually his son when his son is born.
Yeah, and it's still going as far because this is a flashback. We know Rokuhiro isn't a perfect person. He regrets creating these weapons, but at the same time, in this moment, it was the most important thing to him to save Chiaki. And so he's not, a perfect person. He's still just a normal guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he wishes he never had to like these circumstances had never happened, but I don't think because creating these weapons is what ends up ultimately like saving Chiaki. I don't think he regrets doing it, but it's like after seeing what comes of his creation, it's like, damn, I wish there was another way or something.
Yeah.
Because like in the end, he did end up being the person to create these weapons that led to massacres.
Yeah, he
Yeah, it's
doesn't
like
regret saving her life, but he does regret creating them.
yeah,
It can
and
be
like
both.
yeah, and then like after all said and done, people like call them heroes, and it's like, bro, I'm no hero. Like, yeah, I did what I did to save like the woman in my life, but I also contributed to genocide, basically.
It's the trolley problem.
Yeah, yeah,
You saved
exactly.
one over the many.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess I was gonna say if he hadn't done anything, yeah, the fucking so he killed a lot to save that one, just like the trolley. Yeah, tough situation to be in, but I mean, it's an obvious answer. It's like you make the sword, you save your woman, and you save the lives of fucking countless people in your home.
And Kagurabachi is just something special. Like on
Yeah, no,
all aspects, the art, the writing, man.
yeah, we definitely
So
we got one with this. I was laughing when I got to that last page though, because it's mostly white, and I was like, the white doesn't, take up ink. He's not like using white ink, but they always complain about Hokuzoto using like all the black ink. So it's like he cut Shonen Jump a break with this one by using so much white.
he said, "All right, I'll make it a little bit easier for y'all."
Yeah, just a little bit of black on the page this time. Yeah, no, peak stuff. Knox in one of my group chats that I'm in just shared a tweet where somebody was like, they're low key getting tired of this flashback arc or something. Let me see if I can find it. I didn't respond, but I was
Nah,
like,
this
yeah,
flashback arc has been like my favorite part of Kagurabachi.
yeah. He said, I'm loving this flashback, but it's starting to drag on. Not gonna lie.
Nah,
Yeah, no, I don't think it's dragon. We need this. Like it's been something that we knew about from the beginning. Like we knew day one that there was a fucking Sete war arc and we wanted it.
I feel like that kind of person is like if the main character isn't on the screen, they don't feel like it's important to the plot.
Yeah.
But as a story enjoyer, or what was it? I was watching a YouTube video earlier, and I think it was Daryl Plays Games, and he said a slut for stories or something like that, and I was like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, man. We want to see how it gets to that point. Like I don't just want to see the fucking guns and fucking blazes and sword clashes. I want to see how we get to that point because then those moments hit much more when we know like what went on, like what led to this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't just plop Sasuke versus Naruto without all the backstory. Like this shit don't hit without knowing why they're fighting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was Big Bocce. I think I'm spent out for this one. You got any other thoughts?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, Kagurabachi, chapter 129, Ironworks. Let's get it. Before we head on up out of here, you know what we got to do? We always talk about our chapter of the week and read some comments. Starting off with chapter of the week, I guess I'll go first since I usually ask, and you said not to do that last time because you ain't want me basing my shit off your shit. So yeah, man, it's big Centuria for me, bro. Lucas, he pulled up and he showed the fuck out, and that chapter was major. It my second was Shangri-La Frontier. But yeah, big Centuria. That shit was major. Big
Yeah.
pole arm spear, whatever.
Yeah, it's a Centuria sweep this week because my three that I had to decide between was Centuria, Shangri La, and Kagurabachi.
Yeah.
But then I scrolled through Centuria, and I got to the panel breaking spread, and I was like, oh my god, the creativity of this shit, the
Yeah.
story, yeah, it's got to be Centuria this week.
Yeah, Centuria was just too good this week. It was one of those chapters where I was like, all right, this is one of those moments where you start telling people like, all right, you need to read Centuria because like
Yeah,
you want other people to experience this shit too. It was just major, and it was chapter 100. You love to see it. You know, them big milestone chapters, and they land it. So it's like, yeah, I was hyped. So Centuria sweep. That's gonna do it for chapter of the week. Let's look at some of these comments. We had a very short episode last week, so we only actually got like 3 comments because we only did Dandadan and Centuria. And I see how you guys feel about us. Y'all don't want to come in and listen to us talk about Dandadan and Centuria. And what was it? Was it Dandadan and Centuria?
no, it's WitchRiv.
It was WitchRiv and Dandadan. I see how y'all do, but y'all better show up this week because we had like a damn near full show. So I better see like 18 comments. Don't play with me. Anyway, at Whirly Squirrely, Nona could become Doflamingo if she wanted to. And I'm mad I didn't think about that because that's terrifying.
Holy shit! Yeah, you get the big old bird cage that slowly closes in with razor thread. Mm,
Yeah, bro. We need that now. If Nona does some Doflamingo shit, she'll be cold as fuck.
yeah,
And then at Zostus 1500, regarding the power of Yatagarasu, the old timers were saying they sent someone powerful to help, and that someone is Yatagarasu. The old timers are his priests. In mythology, Yatagarasu is a god, so I doubt he's just a human here, unless he's a human possessed by Yatagarasu. He's supposed to be a 3-legged raven, so won't be shocked if he does some sort of transformation into a bird-like form at some point.
or he
So
whips
okay,
out his third leg.
oh, okay, okay. Enough is enough. So yeah, I had to go back and read because I could have swore they said today. Like I remember them saying like we'll show these fuckwads the power of Yatagarasu, and I thought that that was like them talking about themselves, like hyping themselves up. So if not, then that's interesting. If he is like if he alone is the god or whatever. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean it explain why he's going toe to toe with these powered people while using a little pair of scissors and then a big pair of scissors.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it would make sense if he alone is a god. That's why he's confident in fighting. 1v 300 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like I can't die, baby. They can't do shit to me. But So that was the comments. Go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. This was Shonen Post, episode 71. Hit the buttons, like, comment, subscribe, join our Discord. Consider becoming a member or a patron, and follow us on Twitter and all that other good stuff. Like the button. Like the video. You know what to do, man. Thanks for watching. Holla.